right, rundown. January 15th, 2024. Three absolute fucking football losers staring at you right now on this rundown. Our teams lost a combined 71-21 this weekend. We will talk about that in a second. But a great way to celebrate things and also to celebrate, I guess, not having to worry about the pain of football anymore, to be drinking a high noon. The High Noon Ale Press Pack is here. It's got that great tangerine flavor in it. Pear, pineapple, passion. Tangerine's the best High Noon flavor. Sorry to this may offend people if you have other favorite flavors. Tangerine's the best. They got new flavors too. Plum and raspberry in the Snowbird pack. I saw it in your office, Nicky Smokes. I did not get to try it.
I haven't tried it either.
But delicious 12-pack, only here for a limited time. And you get Dave's face on it. There's a QR code too. You can have a virtual Dave right there when you're drinking the High Noon. High Noon's the best. Number one, too. High Noon is now absolutely stone cold lock number one. High Noon ain't losing in the wild card weekend like our teams. Visit High Noon's spirits.com to find the El Prez pack and the Snowbird pack nearest to you. All right, it was an internal debate of what to start with. Is it Hank at the Plain Lady, Tiffany Gomez's house, busting through her stairwell? Or is it the debate of should Nicky Smokes have gone out to the bar/club after the Dolphins lost? Since you're here, we're going to start with that. Okay. Dolphins lose. We were all together in Chicago. Dolphins lose 26-7. Frank, you were there. We watched the game in Spanish for half the game because the stream was behind. I'll start this, Frank. I'll let you comment on it, and then Nick, you can rebuttal. Should he have been out at the club, at the bar after the game to, I guess, drown his sorrows after the Dolphins loss?
There's two ways to drown your sorrows, and one of them is not going to a club and partying. And if you want to go out drinking, you go out to a dark, dank, depressing, like where there's a 1 in 10 chance that someone's not going to wake up in the morning bar, and you just drink the hardest liquor you could find.
So if he would have been drinking some hard liquor in a dive bar, you would have been okay with it?
Yes.
Fair rebuttal, Nicky?
Is it my turn? Is it my turn? This is the dumbest argument I've ever heard in my entire life.
You stares blankly in his face.
No, Frank, I gave you the floor. I gave you the floor.
The Sound of Silence.
All right, let me know when it's actually my turn. Let me know when it's actually my turn to speak. Can I go now? Can I speak? Thank you. This is the dumbest argument of all time. I sat there and I watched the game with Frank for 4 hours. It's not like it was a walk-off field goal and we got our hearts broken. We got our teeth kicked in from the start. So I had already been accepting the loss since the third quarter. The third quarter, I was already dead. I was sitting there. Frank is singing
Nicky, I was dead when the game kicked off. I was dead last week when they lost in Buffalo. And Chris Collinsworth is going,
okay, Frank, I get that. I'm not here to argue that. All I'm saying is I accepted death. I accepted the loss in the middle of the third quarter. So I was already dead. And then I came home to my apartment. I'm listening to the fucking Take Care album, which you probably don't even know what that is. It's the most depressing album of all time.
Take Care album. Well, I never even heard of. You're right. I have never heard of the Take Care album.
That's
I don't even know what the Take Care album is.
You don't know who Drake is.
I mean, if it came out after,
you know what I'm talking about.
Jeff might know about it.
I was already depressed. My morale was already broken. I get a phone call to go out and have fun and get my mind off this game. You know what I did? You know what I did?
Sounds the same.
Shoot me.
So it doesn't even matter.
I went out and I drank, and yes, I stopped thinking about the Dolphins, and I had fun.
I mean, you got this,
and I don't care. It's 4 years
overexposed, overhyped Taylor Swift.
I can't speak.
Dancing in our face, and then you got Mike
Tirico. I don't interrupt you.
Yes, they talk about how it was the greatest experience he ever had watching that game, and he has to shove it down our throats once again during halftime. I nearly wanted to smash every fucking TV I saw.
I there's no way the audio is going to make any sense because it's just me and Frank fucking talking over each other. All I'm saying is if Joe Burrow could go out after losing the Super Bowl, if Rob Gronkowski can go out after losing the Super Bowl. That's a decent point. And me, a fan, can't go out after a wild card curb stomping in a game where the game was over since the third quarter.
There's a little difference.
I don't want to hear
a Super Bowl and And
Well, it's
by the way,
worse to
Rob
go out
Gronkowski's
after a
already won
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowls.
loss.
So winning another one would have been a cherry on top of the Sunday. Joe Burrow's actually got the Bengals in the right direction. I mean, we got
I don't hate his Frank. I don't
know how
hate
to
his point though.
tank.
Like
That we should have tanked every season. We should have never put Ryan Fitzpatrick in the goddamn fucking
true.
field, and we should have tanked the whole fucking season with Josh Rosen losing every goddamn game.
Okay, so according to Frank, the players that lose in the Super Bowl could go out, celebrate a Super Bowl
Yeah, you
loss.
brought up a good
Even
point.
our boss, Dave Portnoy, has done it when the Patriots lost the Super Bowl.
But the Patriots have won.
Hold on, Frank. Jesus Christ,
times. He doesn't even. Yeah, let me tell you something, Nicky.
Frank, we've had four playoff games in my lifetime. Got blown out.
Let me tell you something. Losing
stings
stings less when you have a team that wins. There's at least one team in my life that has won 3 Stanley Cups, the New Jersey Devils, and it stings a lot less when you win.
Okay, let me throw a scenario out there for you because I think,
and let me tell you something,
enough,
Nicky, too.
This, no offense to the Rams and Rams fans, but the
Losing
Rams
a World Series, and the Mets have lost 2 World Series, 2000, 2015, hurts a lot less than losing anything else.
the Rams, out of the 4 teams that lost so far this weekend, the Rams, I feel like, probably feel the best out of anyone because they were supposed to be terrible. They were there, whatever. They honestly, bad call. Maybe at the end they could have won. Browns, it's a terrible loss. Don't get me wrong. It was awful, but like injured all season. Joe Flacco.
Same thing with the Dolphins too. I would say that the Dolphins injuries really
right. So that's my thing. So hold on. I'm gonna maybe defend Nicky a little bit here, but I'm giving you the Dolphins aren't that like the Dolphins. I'd be more mad from last week than I was this week. Like it's this negative 30-degree game. Like you're also injured, hobbled. Waddle can barely go. Right. Like it was kind of like. If anyone's going to be upset about anything, Cowboys fans should be irate. Like, all the teams that have lost so far, I would be beside myself. Like, if the Browns or the Cowboys, I would not be on this right now.
The Cowboys shit to bed in an absolute epic way yesterday. There's no Mike McCarthy is so fired.
But would you
so fired
now if the Dolphins were the Cowboys situation, like you were at Hard Rock yesterday, you were the 2 seed, almost the 1 seed. But I don't know. I understand a little where Nicky's coming from. It's like the game was over at halftime. But same with the Browns game. I was dead. It was over. It was over. Threw 2 pick sixes. So it's like a lot of the pain is already ripped away. And also, I'm used to I'm numb to it. Aren't you numb to it, Frank?
The Dolphins are now the team with the longest playoff drought without winning a game now.
Yeah,
that's the anger to me.
Yeah,
aren't you numb
that's where my anger and frustration comes from. And it comes from looking at this placid, limp uniform this logo. It looks like an Aquafresh. I mean, I hate that fucking logo. I hate that logo. I've always hated that logo. The Dolphins have only one logo. It's only one logo the Dolphins should have. It's the classic logo. It's this classic logo. This is the Dolphins logo. This should only be the Dolphins logo. Give him his helmet back. He's going to get a concussion. The Dolphins
common ground. Common ground. The two you can agree though, right? The stadium being built on the Indian burial ground, not
100,000%.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, they broke ground on that stadium just before the 1985 AFC Championship game, and they lost to the Patriots.
Let's see. I'll look it up for you. But yeah, the Dolphin Stadium, which has gone through many names: Joe Robbie, Pro Player, Sun Life, Land Shark. It's an unbelievable list.
I was there for all of
them. It is
when it was Land Shark. Yeah. They used to have when it was called Land Shark. Jimmy Buffett recorded like this
Fins awful to the left, fins to
awful
the
version of
the
Fins.
Only game.
Rest in peace.
Directed for the Miami Dolphins.
Rest in peace.
Terrible.
Not much common ground here. I understand people being like, how can he be outside? I think he was drinking the pain away. Responsibly.
Exactly, and first of all, it's our coworker's bar. It's Dante's bar. It's our friend's bar. So I go there. He's like, yo, come through. I know you're heartbroken. Like, I'll take care of it. Like, we'll try to make you feel better. So yeah, my bad. I went to the bar after the game. in a game which we got blown out in. It's been 24 years. My team has never won a playoff game. Any playoff game we make it to, we get curb stomped. So yes, I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. I went out, I went to the club, and I don't give a fuck, and I'll do it again.
Why do we, and also this, why do we keep wearing the aqua pants when we play these playoff games? We never win in the aqua pants.
I saw that
pants
stat.
Are a curse.
Yeah, I did see that stat. That is pretty crazy. They keep wearing the same pants they keep losing in.
It's terrible. Oh,
they look better in the white. They look better all white. I mean, they don't look great. The best logo, the best uniform is the throwback. They should always wear the throwback.
Yeah, tough game. Again, there's levels to it. I think if you guys had lost on a Hail Mary and he was out at the bar 30 minutes later, I'd be like, that's a little weird. Yeah, but it's like it was after the game. You were a dead, despondent human for half of that game because you knew it was over. I think there's levels to it.
And you were there. You were with me. They haven't won a
playoff game in 24 years. Like, I was dejected. And now the media is going after Tua Tagovailoa, saying that he shouldn't be their quarterback. Yeah. If you've committed to him, you have to commit to him at least one more year. You cannot rebuild this again. And if Chris Greer,
I'd agree with that.
If Chris Greer decides to rebuild again, he has to go.
Don't you have his number?
I'm tired of Chris Greer getting a reset.
I actually do have his phone number.
Let him know.
It got leaked on Twitter.
By the way,
I was like, "There's no way this is his phone number," and I called it.
Currently is right now.
Who?
The San Jose Sharks with Mike Greer, Chris Greer's brother, as GM. I remember a couple of years ago, Chris Greer was actually an assistant coach on the Devils, and the Devils had perhaps their worst friggin' season ever.
Curse of the Greers. Dolphins lose. They're out. Again, though, like, look, you can say Nicky shouldn't have been there. You could say he should have gone to the bar drinking stars. He went into the game with kind of that expectation, like this could be fucked. Not the case for the Browns. I won't say much about it. It's boring. I'm not going to pretend to be the center of the NFL world here. They stunk. It was embarrassing. It was a joke. Yeah, injuries all year. Joe Flacco was the QB. It'll be Deshaun Watson next year. So that sucked. Just stunk.
I mean, I feel like that still sucks that you got Deshaun Watson next year. I think Joe
Flacco, he was playing good. He was playing good when he got hurt, though. He was playing good.
He played good this year.
He was 4-1 as a starter. He was playing well when he got hurt.
Yeah, but do you think he played like a $230 million fully guaranteed?
No, I'd agree with you on that. But he was starting to show signs of like they're starting to do something here. And then he immediately got hurt when they beat the Ravens. And he got hurt. It was just like it's
so.
That's what was disappointing about
I'm numb to it. And that's why I'm surprised Frank isn't more numb at times. Like, I'm just numb to the pain.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. I'm just angry and broken. And there's a certain team that broke me. I won't mention them right now. But they've broken me in such a way that I'm just angry at everything.
I appreciate that you're saying you're not going to mention them. Like, we don't know. But I appreciate that. We're going to leave it at that. You're also, our ages are different. You're older. I may, in a couple years, I may just be broken and angry. Or I'm currently numb right now, just numb to the pain. It's like,
I was numb for 20 years for the Dolphins. I was numb for 20 years for the Dolphins, and for the first time in 20 years, I've had some hope. And
you did. There was times this year where I could see. I know positive Frank, because for as negative as people want to say you are about the Mets and about your teams, the Devils last year when they were playing well, they were playing better than expected. You were very positive. I said, we can get on Frank all we want about being negative, but he's seen success with the Devils, so he has a little more of a leash, and he can see. So it's the dog. But
I mean, Jack Hughes is my absolute favorite player of any sport right now.
Rightfully so. Let's talk about a team though. I said this so I said, look, whatever. I'm going to get over the Browns loss. If they're in the position though next year, where they're the 2 seed, or they're hosting a playoff game, or they're the 1 seed, and they fucking lay an egg like that. I already like him. Pretty angry if they possibly do that. That's what the Cowboys did.
And how about Dak Prescott getting this Fugazi 400 yards passing?
It's crazy.
In garbage.
The Cowboys did what I fear was when I'll break. Like right now, like your team kind of just getting in as a wild card, tough season, and like, hey, you can spin it positive. No positive spins for the Cowboy. That's where that's pain I have not felt yet, and I can't imagine what that's like.
I don't know why anyone's surprised. The Cowboys do this shit
That's
every
true
single
too.
year in the playoffs. Dak Prescott is the biggest fucking fraud I've ever seen in my fucking life. The Cowboys, they do this every year. They did it last year against
Look at the
Niners.
Cowboys.
probably did it the
They
year
are
before.
a bully team. They bully team. They put up big numbers against mediocre teams. But you put them up against a team.
They're the Dolphins, Frank. They're the Dolphins of the NFC. We are the same exact team.
We haven't got
Cowboys.
there yet. We haven't got there yet. Yeah, and truthfully told, the injuries, we lost our entire linebacking core. We didn't have Van Ginkel. We didn't have Jerome Brown. We didn't have Chubb. We didn't have. We had Kader Kohu out there covering Rice. Kohu sucks. I don't want to ever see Kohu wear a Dolphin uniform ever again. No, Xavier Howard, he's always hurt. I'm about done with Xavier Howard, by the way.
Yeah, he's always hurt.
But this is a Cowboys team that's now third straight playoffs. Lost to the Niners a couple of years ago. Lost last year to the Niners. Lost again. They're playing a Packers team, the youngest team in the NFL. A bunch of babies on their team.
I saw a stat
that they got
Packers
boat
have
raced.
more playoff wins at AT&T Stadium than the Cowboys.
Yes, they're 7-0 all time at AT&T Stadium, or 6-0, something like that. 3-0 in the regular season, 2-0 in the playoffs, 1-0 Super Bowl, something like that. That's crazy.
The Packers?
Yeah,
yes.
They've never lost to AT&T.
That's their daddy right there.
Yeah, they won.
That's
They won
crazy.
Super Bowl 45 there.
Crazy. Mike, I like Greg Olson, friend of Barstool. Greg Olson said in the broadcast that if Mike McCarthy gets fired, and I kind of believe this to a small extent, that he would get hired by someone else. He's like, teams be falling all over themselves to hire Mike McCarthy. That's crazy to me.
I wouldn't touch that fat Larry with a 10-foot ball.
No,
I
this is a
can see him
disaster.
going to Atlanta.
See, that's where I don't like. I know what Olsen is saying, and I agree. Like, I definitely could see a team hiring him, like a team that maybe loses out on one of the guys they really want, and like, hey, bring in stability. He'll get you 10 wins, get you like whatever. He knows how to like fix the culture and have the right shit in place. But I mean, come on, this guy. Three straight 12-5 seasons, bro. 3 straight playoff exits.
Well, he did win a Super Bowl with the Packers, so
he did in that stadium.
Yeah, back when I couldn't wipe my own fucking ass. Like, what are we talking about here? It's 2023. The guy is terrible.
Yeah, I don't. So who do you think it'll be? You think it'll be Bill?
Yes.
I think there's a very strong possibility Bill Belichick ends up in Dallas. I mean, the camera just caught the right moment where Bill Belichick, where Jerry Jones is like ripped around and like ripped around his chair like he was talking to someone. I could just imagine that was get Bill Belichick on the phone.
The fit seems so perfect, though. I don't know. Bill, the GM, does he, we want to be with Jerry? I don't know. Could be better situations for him.
It's this for Bill Belichick. He either gets a job this year.
I can see Bill in Tennessee too.
Nashville, Bill.
Yeah,
I don't see
that. Bill would love being in the mountains. He's got the rivers. He's got everything.
I don't see him going to Tennessee. I don't see him taking Mike Vrabel's job.
Why not? Vrabel might take his job. They might just do a
swap.
they've
already hired a guy. Jared Mayo.
They hired Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry,
Vrabel will be a good hire.
I'm not
somewhere.
worried about them. They're fucking irrelevant.
Vrabel could be a great hire somewhere like Pittsburgh.
I hear Jim Harbaugh's already talking with the Chargers. So
he is. They said Tomlin might retire. We'll see. Vrabel could be a good fit there. I don't know. So that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Vrabel could end up in Pittsburgh.
Let's talk about the more important thing from the game. Hank went with the plane lady, Tiffany Gomez. They went to the game together. She was on PMT. This was teased for a while. He couldn't go, and now he went. He went to the game. He was decked out in his it's cowboy. It's how about them Cowboys, Hank? And he had a bet during the game on the under that whoever lost, obviously the under did not hit. 80 points were scored. He'd jump into her freezing cold pool back at her house.
Cowboys lost, everything lost, over, hit, I want to die. It's 30, maybe it's 20 degrees in Dallas. This pool's probably colder.
14
degrees. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God.
Just go.
Sure the video is playing right now or is played. He jumped out of the pool in his jeans. He was lightly patting down his sopping wet blue jeans, running in the house with his towel, and he slipped and he busted a hole in her wall. Good firm Texas drywall with his knee, and put a huge just fucking hole in the wall. Ran back upstairs. He's gonna have to go back down there to fix it.
There's so
I
much.
think he's going to be at that house a lot more than just fixing it. It looks like
there's so much wrong with that video. If John Rich could pull it off, just the way he jumps in the pool itself, like that's a 15-yard penalty. I can't describe it. It just looks not manly the way he jumps in the pool, and then him slipping and putting a full knee into this woman's wall is the top 3 funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, we all lost this weekend, but it looks like Hank actually won.
Yeah, Hank definitely won. And the way she was giggling about it.
Something's there when someone breaks your wall and you're laughing.
Like, I've heard that giggle a couple times, and I know what that means.
Yeah, but like I said, Hank's not going to just be there to fix her wall. He's going to be there doing a lot more than that.
Dave quote tweeted Hank's "Here we go" tweet of him and Tiffany and said, "So you're dating?" And then Hank replied, "Wouldn't you like to know, pervert?" So good little back and forth there.
Let's just say Hank is going to be glowing tomorrow morning at the office.
I mean, the one he's I guess a temporary Cowboys fan, the one Cowboys fan who had a win yesterday.
Yeah,
I hope his knee's okay.
Probably the only one that won.
He might be feeling it this morning, but yeah, impressive stuff from Hank. And then I guess we'll wrap it with the Lions here in terms of football. Right now, by the way, if you're watching this right now, like as this drops, they're streaming Steelers, Bills, and then Bucks, Eagles, Monday Night Football. Bucks, Eagles stream. Jerry's always great on the Steelers stream, but obviously there's not a Bills fan next to him, right? So it's gonna be Jerry, which
might be like Cody, but
I think Jerry's fired up. Jerry thinks they can win, but I think Jerry maybe will be more at peace if they lose because I can expect to get in, and it's Mason Rudolph. The Eagles Bucks stream is going to be heated. Che, Roan,
that Max. I got to be there for that. But here's the thing with Jerry: when Jerry thinks the Steelers are going to lose by 100, the Steelers win. When he thinks the Steelers are going to win, they get
the Steelers are cockroaches, and we deserve the Steelers' success because you know why? Because we had a moron general manager some 17 years ago say, "Oh, we don't want to hire Mike Tomlin. He's too hip hop."
Yep, that did happen.
That is got for him saying that that should have been a fireable offense right there. He should have been fired on the spot.
He did get fired.
Yeah, that's happening. Steelers Bills obviously moved to Monday.
I mean, that was the most like downright racist thing that this idiot general manager. And that's why this Dolphin team's been into hell for 20 years because we've had morons like that.
I just have this fear of all the people that said on the stream these 3 days. One man will be standing at the end, and it's Stephen Che with the Bucks. I just have this. There's just this feeling that you just have in the back of my head.
The Buccaneers are winning tonight. The Buccaneers are winning tonight. The Eagles, something is wrong with the Eagles. Maybe they put that security guy back on the sideline. Maybe he's a good luck charm. Maybe he's like the guy out there, Colton Sissons, stealing signs. He's a lip reader or something like that. Maybe that's how the secret sauce. But the Eagles are broken, and they're talking about firing Nick Sirianni. That would be the dumbest thing they could ever do.
I don't know. I mean, that's a collapse this season. A collapse. And a lot of teams that lose the Super Bowl don't have great seasons. That's kind of not been the case recently, oddly enough. Like the Bengals kind of bucked that trend. The Chiefs did. But usually the Super Bowl hangover is really bad. And they played like a team with a Super Bowl hangover all year, but was oddly also still winning games. Like they looked like shit, but they kept winning games. Eagles fans think Frank. Fans think he might get fired if it's a close loss, not even just a blowout loss tonight.
I think some teams are starting to figure out how to stop the brotherly shove.
How about that, Frank? See, that's why I'm a pro shove guy. Just figure it out. They figured out the Wildcat years ago.
Well,
the Wildcat.
I think the rule should be this: that he has to be a snap and there has to be a forward movement before you can shove. I think if you do that, you delineate instead of just having.
Put Frank on the competition committee. We got to talk about the Lions. Be unfair not to talk about the Lions. Insane win, crazy game. People were kind of upset about the no call on Puka at the end, but Lions played good. Both teams. It was a great game. That felt like a great game going into it. Staff and the Rams been playing great down the stretch. They found something, kind of got healthy. The young receivers there and the Puka, how he went, where he went in the draft is fucking insane.
Yeah,
and
shout
then,
out to
first
the
win in
Detroit
32 years.
Lions. Shout out to the Detroit Lions for passing the torch down to the Miami Dolphins for the longest playoff winless drought in the NFL. It now belongs to us in Miami. So we don't win playoff games. We don't win the division. And now we're the number one team in the NFL.
Next year, it better win. The playoff win better happen. Otherwise, everyone has to go.
Yeah,
that's
no,
fair.
I agree with you, Frank. But hey, at least we have something to our name. We are the only team. We're the longest team in the NFL to not win a playoff game.
And I'll tell you what,
we got it.
If they don't change the logo, they probably will still continue. I'm starting to believe that they will not win a playoff game with the Aquafresh logo.
I don't think they're changing it next year, so I think that might be the case.
No, they're not. They're not. It's going to be the same.
Why?
That's a known
Everyone
thing.
hates the logo. Everyone loves the old logo. Why?
Lions are in great shape. They play
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
Lions play at home next weekend.
I like Detroit next week too.
Yeah, they play at home next weekend.
I did a football preview on the blog. I do sports previews at the beginning of the season. I just had a gut feeling the Lions would play in the NFC Championship game.
Lions will host either the Bucks or the Eagles. A Bucks team with a hobble Baker, which is not a very good team, but hey, if they win, they win. And an Eagles team, which I still think could just all of a sudden be very good. Like the pieces are there. But an Eagles team that is in pretty heavy disarray. They'll be playing in Tampa. So shout out Lions fans. Congrats. Fucking pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else big?
And you know what's good? The thing about Lions is they started off good and they got tight in the second half and they held on. I think that's going to lead to a looser team.
They had some big holds there. There was moments where you looked like Stafford was going to drive down and just score and really rip their hearts out, and they never.
And that crowd yesterday was so loud in Detroit, so loud. They were so pumped, and they showed this old guy who was there, the season ticket for 66 years, and he's only seen one playoff win. Then they had this other guy. They were showing like fans were actually crying that the Lions won a playoff
Believe
game.
it. I mean, believe it. Michigan football, Harbaugh, Chargers. Where will Harbaugh go? It's tough to tell. JJ McCarthy left for the draft. Corum did. That was expected. McCarthy it was kind of like a 50-50 thing, I thought.
He stinks.
We'll see.
Sixth-round draft pick.
He just won a title, so I'm not going to say anything bad about him.
He's a backup quarterback, but you know what?
He ain't an NFL quarterback.
Hey, Nicky.
He's a winner.
Hey, Nicky.
He's a good hand of the ball.
The last time Michigan won the national championship, they had a backup quarterback going to 6th round too.
Yeah, his name was Tom Brady. I get that, but we're not comparing JJ McCarthy to Tom fucking Brady.
No, we're not. But Michigan's got a pedigree, and I tell you what, he's sitting there 7th round. I wouldn't mind seeing the Dolphins draft him.
People think Harbaugh might jump to the Chargers. I don't know. I mean, I guess if he wants to go back into it, obviously his tenure and San Francisco ended pretty negatively. He had a lot of shit going on with the GM, and it didn't really break the way he wanted it to in terms of what he could control. Maybe he wants that, but he's got a great thing in Michigan. I don't know.
I mean, he took him to a Super Bowl.
He ended his career with the Chargers. He played for the Chargers, 1999, 98. And he was the Chargers quarterback. I think they went 1-15 that year, by the way. But his career ended with the Chargers.
And it's not like the Chargers are a complete dumpster fire. I mean, they have talent. They have a great quarterback. They have an Austin
They've
Eckler.
just been the worst coach team in the NFL the last 5 years.
They have the players on the defensive side of the ball, too. They just don't have the staff figured out. And if Harbaugh's going to leave Michigan for anything, I think it would be
landing spot for him. He's in L.A. I still can't believe they're L.A. It's San Diego Chargers to me. But I digress. He's in L.A., big market. He might even draw a few players to the Chargers.
We'll see. I think he definitely would. It'd be a great hire by the Chargers. Like what he did in San Francisco he was very successful. Just things got very, I guess, is the word untenable there with the front office, and just they couldn't move forward. That's it. Football's stupid sport, man. Fuck
Football
sports.
sucks. I'm over it. I'm
Fuck
dead.
pro sports.
And just think.
I did have a
guess
team win a
this-
title back in March, but whatever.
I made I said a statement about a month ago. Who's going to win more games this year? Is it going to be the Lions or the Pistons?
How many are they at right now? 3 or 4?
The Pistons are still at 3.
It's crazy.
That's
And considering if you add the playoff wins that the Lions add on after this, I think what's
it feels like the Lions. So technically, so actually, it is a while ago because the Pistons broke the streak the night of the Lions Cowboys game. They've already lost like 8 in a row since then.
Yeah,
That's
They-
crazy.
they are
they're fucking
36
horrible.
for last 37 games.
Nothing worse too when you're a bad team like that, and there's a team, especially usually a football team with success in your city. The Pistons could not be less relevant right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
no one
might
cares
help
about
you.
that.
It might help disguise a lot of things. I remember 1996, the Jets went 1-15, and the Yankees were winning their first World Series in 18 years.
It does help a little bit, maybe, but also in terms of you want attention at least, and it's just like, oh my god.
Well, when you're that
Nobody
bad, you don't
cares.
want attention.
Yeah.
I guess, but also like nobody cares. Your team's just in this just purgatory of nothingness. Crazy. 3 fucking wins. 3 wins, and they got 2 of them the first 3 games. 1-35. Since starting 2-1.
But good for the Lions. You know,
Yeah, not happy for them.
it's been a long time coming.
Whether you're a winner or a loser, if you're a winner like Lions fans or a loser like the 3 of us, high noon. Snowbird Pack is awesome. I did not try it when I was there. I'm pissed. But also, if you want the El Prez pack, the tangerine's the best flavor.
By
Then-
far.
I know Dave likes it. Hopefully, they can get that into that 4-pack.
And
Anything
then,
else?
Jeff, if you don't know what song I'm humming, it's actually a song called Tangerine.
I would never give it to you on the dozen. Not from the last 5 months. Is that what you said? The last year or 2?
Well, it's a song that was re-recorded in the 70s that was originally from the 1940s.
Frank,
So-
I do have to call you out. Dozen thing. You did your Mac the Grid yesterday with the NFL, and you had a bunch of 2010s players. You always say you don't know 2010s. That's
Well, it's 2010s music. Is everything
Oh,
sounds
no,
the
I'm
same
talking
after-
NFL. I'm just saying, Frank. I know you just saying. That's it.
Well, it was
Yep.
it was the Texans on the grid. So I had no other choice.
He's always got a good rebuttal. That's why he's Frank the Tank. But again, we're all football losers. If your team hasn't lost, good for you. Whatever. Fuck off. It's been the
Pistons
rundown.
Eat shit.
See you tomorrow.